Alright, so we're back again. The flat bottom is complete. So I'll just go through it with you and show you what we've done. Right, so as you can see, it's all the polycarbonate is laid down. Let me see if I can get a bit of a wide angle there. So that's more or less what it is. Now it's like semi-translucent, this stuff, and it's like corrugated. I think I showed it to you in part one of this video series, but it's very rigid. It's got some flex to it, so you can actually get it to around the contours of the car. It's all tucked in underneath the rear diffuser. We're going to open up some holes on this rear diffuser as well to evacuate any pressure behind underneath the car. It's just using some regular fasteners like you would fasten the under tray of an OEM, and so we've got this larger section here. We're going to be protecting the heat areas with some heat wrap. The actual heat wrap we're going to use is this stuff here. So it's stuff that you'd put on a turbo housing, but in sheet form. Okay, and so this flat bottom continues all the way up to this center support. From the center support to the gearbox mounts is going to be left open. What we're probably going to do is put some 45-degree fins here, which will, as the air comes down here, it will deflect to the side of the car, the air, and that will evacuate any high pressure here. So it'd be very minimal, the amount of wind that will actually be making it up through here. But we sort of do want a little bit of flow here because we've got our diff, and our diff has got some fins on it, and so now we were thinking of maybe opening up sort of a little Venturi vent here so we can get some air through there. We'll see. We're still sort of thinking about it as we go. At the front, we've got our aluminium splitter. It's all been painted now, so it looks really nice. We've got our eyelets here and here. So we're going to be putting some cables so this thing is properly supported. All in all, we've got a very low cost bit of aero on the car. Nothing too expensive. We're talking about a sheet of aluminium for the splitter, and we knocked that around on a wooden jig. So we cut a piece of plywood to the shape that we wanted, knocked it round. So we've got a lip around the aluminium, so it gets some torsional resistance. Yeah, so what we have is we've got the splitter, our flat bottom, which will stop any sort of air turbulence underneath the car. On the rear deck lid, we are going to put a big spoiler, and it's going to be a functional one, so it's not just a boy racer look sort of thing. Yeah, so that rear spoiler is going to go up on that rear deck lid. So we'll have a decent amount of downforce. We've got the wide tyres, and we're racing on the 21st of May. So obviously I'll make a video about that as well. we're going to be competing against sort of street modified class, which you got the likes of M4s, the new A5 Supras. Our first event is really going to be more of a discovery. We haven't ever raced this car. This car's just been a street car, and it's still a street car. But we thought, with the JMC 900 kit, we want to see how we do. Coming out of corners, the response of the turbo kit, the tuning is really good now. Big shout out, a big thanks to Ken from Wedge Performance. He's done a fantastic job, been very patient with us. We've obviously the car's a development car as well, so there's been delays. We developed a couple of kits in between all the tuning, so there's big time gaps between one log I'd send him, and then we changed our wastegate springs, and then he helped us again. I mean, fantastic guy. Can't praise him anymore. So car's feeling good as well. We haven't tuned with E85 yet, but we've got VP Racing C85, which is basically E85, but it's a very high quality fuel. We don't get ethanol at the pump here, but we want the benefits and the power of ethanol when we go to the track. Ken's done a sweet little job and set up 4 maps for me, and the flex, so it's flex fuel plus with the benefit of the 4 maps. So on pump gas, it's just a basic, I think 21-22 psi, and then after that we've got sort of a graduation from map 1, 2, 3, 4 up to sort of maximum of 31 psi. So still a stock engine, so we don't want to go nuts with it, but touch wood, it's all working very nicely at the moment. All right, so we'll keep you updated as and when we test more on the car. So that's the bumper on. Pretty nice hardware. These are actually for boats, stainless steel hardware for boats. So whatever I can find to make it work. It looks pretty cool. I'll get some shots of it outside, but yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that. And it's pretty much, can rock the whole car, so it should stand up to some use. I've got a little bit of flex in the bumper, but mate, it's still going to produce downforce, which is what we need.